And hello, everyone. Welcome to the Power Man podcast. My name is Rory Paquette, and I am, as always, your very humble host. Thank you very much for joining us today. I've missed you guys. It's been a minute. Uh, I, I've been very, very busy lately with our business here, and with helping a lot of our members and things like that. So I want to talk about a lot of that today. Kind of give everybody an update as to where Power of Man is and what's new and what's going on. So I want to thank all of the members of the Live Unbroken coaching program. Seven men signed up to do individual coaching a couple of months ago. And now our first session was 12 weeks. We just completed week 8. So we have, we're in this week now, and we've got 3 weeks left after that. Um, these guys have shown up every single week for their one-on-one Zoom meetings. They have poured their hearts out. They have done all kinds of work. In addition to the one-on-one Zoom meetings, we have daily accountability. Um, these guys text every single day to me, being accountable for different things that they're working on, pieces of themselves they're trying to rebuild, steps they're trying to take, individual, actual, actionable steps, from doing more physical activity to noticing things that they say during the day to doing something nice for your wife or your significant other, um, hugging your kids. I mean, there's so much that we have worked on with the gentlemen in this group, and I'm so proud of you guys. We launched this just under 3 months ago, and 7 guys said, "Yeah, I want to do this. I have things I want to work on, whether it was their marriages or their parenting skills, or their businesses." A lot of these guys are business owners, and these guys have just done so much work. Every day that I work with these gentlemen, I am blown away by their passion, by their dedication to working on themselves. um, I'm grateful to you guys because of the work that you do. My life is better because of the work that I'm doing with you all. So thank you very much. We do have this session is going to be coming to an end in 3 weeks. There's been some misconception about this group that it's a group and that all these guys know each other and talk to each other and they meet in some group setting. That's not it at all. The only group is that I'm doing, this with these guys at this particular time. So, um, our next session is getting ready to start in 3 weeks. We have a lot of guys who thought about joining last time and said, "Hey, maybe next time." So, notice to all you guys, it's time. If you want to sign up, it's time to do it now. The first right of refusal goes to the guys who are in the groups now in case they want to continue. And out of the 7 guys that have been, on this journey and doing this incredibly hard work every day, 4 of them have um, signed up again for the next session, paid, secured their spots, the whole bit. So we've got 4 guys already in there. There's 3 more guys that are in the group. That hey, it's up to them if they want to continue to go. All they have to do is pay and secure their spot, and they're still in. We are gonna. The cap was 10 before. The cap is now going to be 15, because I'm able to do this full time. I know how much time goes into this, and I know that we can get 15 guys going in this next session on individual coaching, and on whatever it is you guys feel like you want to be working on. So I would encourage any of you, if you're like, hey, maybe I should do this, maybe I should, work on, one of these, pillars in my life. Um, just send me a message. Let's have a conversation about it. And, if it's something I think that, will help you, I'll explain to you why and how. And, if it's not, I'll say, hey, maybe this really isn't right for you. Maybe you need something different, not this. But like I said, I have talked to the other guys. It will not surprise me if all 7 guys take another session. because the progress that all of you guys are making is just so unbelievably incredible. So, it's been my honor to work with you gentlemen. Um, so yeah, anybody else who wants to join in the next session, we are starting in roughly 3 weeks. We will continue as soon as this session ends. It is one-on-one. It's once a week, a Zoom call meeting, just you and I, going over what you need to go over in your life, and then setting goals, setting tasks, setting daily, accomplishments and things like that that you want to work towards. And it is daily accountability. So, like I said before, if you're not ready to really do the work, if you're not ready to really try to improve your own life, then maybe this isn't for you. But if you are, there's one more little thing I want to tell you. Out of the 7 guys, 5 of these guys have conveyed to me that their wives have said to them, I really noticed the difference. Gentlemen, I'm not sure that there's a bigger compliment you can get from your wife than for her to say, I notice the difference and I appreciate the work that you're doing for yourself, for us, for our family. that's uh that's a big deal to get that comment. And so clearly it is working for these guys. I don't talk about my guys individually, but there's one that I want to give a shout out to, and he knows who he is. I will never reveal names. I mean, it's 100% confidential, but one guy that we're working with put his marriage back together from what we're doing and from changes he made in his life. Um, Again, so unbelievably proud of all of you guys. All right, moving forward, that's going on. So I will be posting about that on social media. Can't wait to hear from you guys. All it takes is a message. You can text me, message me on Instagram, send me an email. We are, of course, at Power of Man Podcast on Instagram. That's at Power of Man Podcast. We are Power of Man Podcast, all one word, at gmail.com if you want to email. And you can find me on Facebook under my name, RORYPAQUETTE, Rory Paquette. All right. Hey, I hope that we hear from more of you guys. I want to get some more of you guys into these groups. If and when all 7 of our guys decide to go for another session, that will still leave us 8 spots. And I think we're going to be just fine in terms of, pricing and all that. Huge discount for guys who are in our Facebook group, which is the Power of Man Within. So join that. You can find out more and you get a huge discount by being in there. Message me, let me know. Would love to connect with more of you guys and help some more of you along the road. So let's move on to the next topic. One of the things that I've been talking to these guys and a lot of other guys about has been their businesses. Had a lot of friends of mine who have reached out and said, hey, I heard that you're doing this full time now. I mean, you've been able to quit your day job and do this and move on, and you're podcasting and you're working on courses and doing coaching. How have you done this? I want to do this too. And talking to these guys, it's like, well, great. I think it's wonderful. I'd love for you to do it too. How do you want to go ahead and start? Right? What are you interested in doing? Is it the podcast that you want to do, or do you just want to have your own business? Well, those conversations have really, they've taken some really interesting turns with a lot of the guys I've been talking to. And, of course, not everybody wants a podcast. Not everybody wants a YouTube channel. Not everybody wants to, have their face on social media and be doing selfies and going live and stuff like that. So there's a huge, huge group of folks who just simply want to start their own business. They aren't really sure what they want to start. They aren't sure how to start it, that type of thing. And so that is something that I've been working on. Since we've been having so many conversations with folks, I've realized that there's a huge demand for that. So I have actually been putting together a course, over here on my own to launch here very shortly that does just that. It literally walks you through step by step the thought process, the purpose, your planning, your creation, your passion. What is it you want to do? How can we start you doing it? all the way through to how do we build the business itself? How do you market it? How do you collect money for it? What is it you're actually selling, whether it's a product or a service or somebody else's product or, access or opportunity or whatever it might be. But we have put together this course over here at Power Man. The course itself is called Concept to Cash in 30 Days. And I've been running this with a few people, and it's working wonderfully. It's working great, and we have students in this already from a quiet launch that have already built businesses. They've already made money, so it doesn't take much to make $1 online. Now, is this some big get rich quick plan? No, of course not. You're not going to make $1 million, in a week sitting at your kitchen table in your pajamas, working 15 minutes a day, singing and dancing on video. That's just not something that's going to happen. But it is an actual blueprint on how to start your own business from scratch with zero money, if that's what you have to work with. And it's it's amazing. It's coming together beautifully. The pieces that have been out there, we've had great results, and we are launching it to the masses this coming week. So I wanted to just put that out there for you folks to start looking for. We'll be putting the offer and the link out on our Instagram pages and Facebook. And if you're interested in that or you want to get in on it before you pre-order it, get in on it before it starts to take off to everybody else, message me, let me know. I can talk to you about it, and we'll get you set up. So these are big things that are coming out of Power Man right now. These are things that are designed to help all of you. All right. You guys have made the Power of Man podcast what it is by tuning in, to every episode, by sending comments, by participating, sending me messages. And I'm grateful for what you've done for the podcast and to get us to this point. And so I want to make sure that, I'm giving back. And it's been a big thing for me. It's been a big thing for all of us over here at Power Man Podcast. And again, I'm grateful to every one of you for your listenership and your attentiveness and your messages and your activity. I have had a couple of guys who have asked me, why would I want to get into personal coaching? The aspect of why do I want to do it is because, I have more scars than most. I've lived a lot of life. I've, raised 3 kids. They've all come out completely different, but very successful. They're all very unique in their own human beings. I've gone through career changes. I've owned my own businesses. I've had one, fail miserably. I've had many, many, many others do very, very well. People don't know my wife and I actually opened a bridal shop years ago and grew it from nothing, from zero. And we were able to sell it for, quite a bit later on down the road. So there's a lot of experience that I have that, some has left me with a lot of scars. Some has left me with a lot of experience and a lot of stories. I want to make sure that I'm telling those stories and that I'm sharing that with you guys. Let me take a sip of my preferred beverage here real quick. I apologize. There we go. Wow. You gotta love springtime, allergies, the changing of the seasons, especially here in Indiana. Oh, that's some good stuff. That's some good stuff. Deep, dark, rich, bold, beautiful. Just like my wife. Some awesome coffee over here that we're drinking this morning. What are you guys drinking? Message me. Let me know. What are you drinking this morning? It is Sunday morning, and we are putting together this podcast for you. But I've had other guys, going back to the point, who have said, I don't know if I'm right for signing up for personal coaching. And my response to them is, you cannot underestimate the power of being able to vent, let things out, have that safe place with the brother. Being able to have a meeting once a week, just you and I, where it's confidential, You're talking to somebody who's been there, done that, who kind of gets it. And you're able to just sort of spit it all out and say, man, here's all my frustrations. This is everything I'm dealing with. And have somebody just listen who's not a paid therapist, just another brother who's been through the battles with you. That is invaluable in a lot of cases. Now, if you have a very strong support system and you have a lot of good, solid male friends that you can talk to and, that you can open up to, that you see regularly, well, maybe you don't need this. Maybe you're able to actually use that. And that's great. Most of us, especially in this day and age, and guys who are, my age or close, we don't have that. We don't have that camaraderie. You know, we don't have friends that we can just go talk to and have a beer with, you know. Um, when you don't have that in your life, it's a glaring miss. It's a huge gap, you know. You're missing something. I mean, we can all talk to our wives, we can talk to, family, that type of thing, but just to be able to pull it aside, talk to a brother and say, "Hey, man, this guy's not judging me. He's just listening. He's just, letting me vent." And then at the end of it, he's going to send it back to me and say, "Hey, I heard what you said. And if you want to change some of these things, maybe think about this. Maybe think about how you're looking at this. Maybe think about doing this a little differently. How does that feel to you? You know, just man to man." And that's the type of thing that has really helped a lot of these other guys. You're not going to get advice from your wife on how to fix your relationship with you and your wife. Okay. It just really isn't going to work that way. You need to figure out the changes you need to make, and you need to figure out how you're going to, alter your state of mind and, change your activity and, improve yourself before you can worry about how you're going to, improve your relationship with her. And the only way you get to talk about that to anybody is if you're talking to a brother who's, in a non-judgmental space and is just here to listen. The personal coaching goes another step after that. And from what I've heard, that's a very big deal to a lot of these guys. Several of my guys in our one-on-one coaching sessions right now have said the difference between this and, what somebody else does is the daily accountability. Because, when you go to a meeting once a week and then you think about what you're doing and you head out into the week to get it done, a couple days later, you've forgotten most of it. You've put most of it on the back burner and you're like, you know what? It's not working right now. I'll just, deal with it when I have my meeting next week. The way that this is all going for the guys that are in this, session now is that every day they are checking in and they're holding themselves accountable. And so am I. Hey, we said that you were going to work on this. Did you? And guys are going, yes, I did. No, I didn't. When you have to write down a text and send it in, to the guy you're talking to, and you have to be accountable and say, hey, I did these things. I did them for me. I did them, because I have value. That's powerful. And when you're sitting there thinking about, well, do I want to do this or do I want to just, watch some more TV? In the back of your head, you're going, look, if I don't do this, I'm going to have to text, at the end of the day, I didn't do this today. I didn't think I was important enough to take these actions today. And so that accountability becomes huge. And that's the way I designed the program. And to see the success that these guys are having is just amazing. So if you're sitting out there and you don't have a brother to talk to, you don't have somebody who isn't going to judge you, and you don't have somebody that you can just vent to. And if you don't have yourself or anybody else holding you accountable every day to do the small activities that add up to the big changes, consider jumping into this program. I think it could help you a ton, just a ton. The thing that I want to close with today, and the main reason why I think that that men need this is because we convince ourselves, we convince ourselves that we're no good. We convince ourselves that we're going to mess up anyway, so why try? We sell ourselves on the idea that I don't deserve happiness. I don't deserve to feel better physically. Um, I'm not good enough. I haven't taken good enough care of my family. I haven't provided them with, A or B or C that they've all wanted. So I'm not a good enough dad. I couldn't make it to every single track meet. So I'm a failure as a father. I mean, insert your personal damning line right here, but that's what we all do to ourselves. And so what happens is when we try to start making changes and we start to do that on our own and we're not being held accountable, okay, every day to make these changes, it becomes a very slippery slope from I'm going to change, I'm going to do better to I failed. But what else is new? Because I'm no good, because I don't deserve it, because I have no value. And it's amazing to me how this is such a resoundingly common trait in all of the men that I talk to in one way or another in some fashion. Some guys, deal with this on a much deeper level. Some guys, it's very superficial, but they're still dealing with it. But I have yet to meet a man who wants to become better tomorrow than he is today, who feels like he deserves it. And that's just something that our society has done to us. And that's something that we've picked up on and that we continue to do to ourselves. So, guys, it's the accountability. It's the accountability. It's the brotherhood that helps keep you strong, that reminds you that you have value, that reminds you that you are worth it. Keep this in mind. And if this is you, and I think it just might be, give me a call, send me a message, and let's get to work because you are worth it. And you just have to believe it. Until next time.